Hey, it's Joanne with Journaling Adventures. It's Saturday afternoon. It's a beautiful day in South Carolina. We're having 50s at night and like low 80s, like I think it's 81. It's just perfect weather. Kind of been messing around outside and running a few errands. Went to the thrift store and found some goodies. But anyway, I wanted to show y'all my little fatty fall journal. This was made with an envelope from FedEx, so it's crunchy and soft, and I love it. I made this little tie out of some of the fabric that I used on this book. It is a real pretty picture that I got at an antique store a good while back, thinking that it would be a pretty fall picture. And I used this gingham, brown and black gingham fabric to cover it. And then I used some cheesecloth and some parchment paper and used a little bit of moss and grass, and right here's a little doily that looks like a flower, and I have a little brad here that's a sunflower, a little bit of orange down here, some trim, a little bit of that black and brown gingham with some, these words leave me. Anyway, you know what it is. And then here's a rusted pin with some pretty little buttons that match the colors. And then I have a little dangle over here with some messy little stringy things, and some little tassels, the orange and the gingham. And I found this little bead that I thought was cute, that would look cute on there. And it's all lined in this vintage lace that came off of a doily. And we have a little baby popping up at the top there. She comes with the book. But anyway, let me open it up and show you the inside and hope that you can see everything. I gotta keep checking. The first page, I do have some pretty lace for a pocket. And I have a pin here and the letters that say fall. I have a little card that I did a lot of things on it. I sewed on it and collaged on it and just made it look kind of old. This is a seed packet, a pretty little flat, leaf, and I've got some very old postcards in here. This one's Dutch, so I don't know how old it is, but I know it's old. And then this one also. So I've got those in there. And the next page is the actual signature. And it says pumpkins, leaves, harvest, acorns, family, friends, laughter, and love. All through the book, you will see these beautiful leaves that my friend Sandy sent me, that she used her embossing machine and her die cut to make me some leaves, and I colored them with watercolors. Then I've got these little circles all over throughout, and they're all backed. You know, if you wanted to write on them, you could, but it has a little bit of burlap. That's what I wanted to say back here, burlap. Okay, and here's the first page. I got this lined with some real pretty trim right here. Pretty paper. Parchment. I have a pocket here with butterflies and some ribbon and some burlap with lace. And then in here I've got a tag that I made, and also a couple of these journaling cards. Turn the page. This is an envelope, altered envelope. I made it into a pocket. It's got an acorn on there with some fabric that matches the fabric on here. A couple cards in there. And then a pocket up here also. Like that. Music and maps. Just a real pretty piece of paper that I coffee dyed and put a button that I had decoupaged with napkin, some burlap, and a leaf. Some of this paper I dyed with spinach and different things. This is a little belly band, and there's a little tag in there, and this tag is actually chalkboard, so you can write what you want on there. It's got a little thing here with a little belly band with some vintage cloth ribbon, some little business cards in there. And here's just a little pocket made out of the Indian corn. Another one of those beautiful leaves that Sandy sent me. And a vintage picture and a pretty tag. And they're all covered on the back, so you can write on them. Just a coffee filter. And this page is just a yellow graph sheet that was coffee stained. It's got some apples and some moss in there. It says Harvest. This is a very old magazine that I made into a pocket, and inside the pockets there are some very old vintage pictures and some shorthand. And moving right along, it says give thanks. Here's those leaves that Sandy sent me. These are put onto a little tree that was die cut, and some little artificial grass, and it says always be on the lookout for the presence of wonder. And this is gather, pretty paper, friends, and another butterfly pocket. And this is just a journaling card that I had made a while back from a vintage magazine. It's a potato head man. And then this is a sheet all about the maple tree, all about maple trees. So that goes in there. And then on this side, I just made tickets with butterflies on them. That's a whole, they're clipped on there, but they're tickets that you can put wherever you want. It's a pretty leaf right there. A couple places in here I have Robert Frost poems. This one's about October, and another one of those leaves, and a little homemade stamp right there. A little leaf stamp, thankful. And this is just a fold over that you can write on the back. Another poem by Robert Frost. Pretty paper. This is the center with the doily. And then this is just kind of a little fold over. And each section has a vintage photo in it. Almost every section anyway. It's got a guest check, another one there. And then it's got a rusted, well, where does that go? Down there. Then it has a rusted paper clip with a little dangle of a postcard on there. And that goes in there. And then this says Grace. And on this side is just some red check, you know, gingham fabric and some black fabric and some pieces off of a quilt that I sewed on there. Made it into a pocket. There's some music in here. And there's also just a piece of fabric with a windmill on here. And here's another piece of fabric vintage lace that I made into a ruffle. Another one of those pretty leaves. And here's a little picture of possibly the family, and stuck on with some washi tape and glue. And this says memories, gratitude. Here's another, the other side of that newspaper that I told you was old. And in here we have a pumpkin tag and a glassine bag that's decorated with some cute little tags in here, little cards that you can write little secret notes on. It's got pretty ribbon on there. There's a couple pictures in there too that are vintage. And here's another Robert Frost poem about November. Pretty leaf. Little feathers on that one. Some more of the cloth vintage ribbon into a ruffle. This is the spinach dyed paper. Music sheet. Map. This is a little piece of old fabric with a picture of a wishing well on there. It's got the fabric that's on the outside, and underneath is a place for you to write. This is an envelope that was Mod Podged with a napkin, and you open it up. I've got a little bit of trim here. I've got a couple pretty leaves there that I got from Sandy. And then I've got the windmill picture turned into a journal card. And this is a very old envelope, Dan Patch Company. And inside here are leaves. And at the very back is a very old end of a cornmeal bag. And I also put a trim on that. And inside I have a little booklet. This is a leaf from outside that I Mod Podged and sewed on there, and it's been in there a week. They always do really great for me with just Mod Podge and sewing them on. And it says, it's always the small piece that makes the big picture. It's just a place to write. And there's several pictures, vintage, old photos in here. And it's a little pocket. And then at the very end, you've got this cute little hanky doll that back in the day, that's what the little girls brought to church to keep them quiet. And then I've got a little ruffle made out of muslin in the back. And then here's the back of the, I love this picture. I fell in love with it when I saw it. Excuse me. And then I put a little bit of raggedy muslin on the edge here. But anyway, this is it. And it was fun making it, and it's like I said, when they're squishy like this, I love to just hold them. They feel so good. But this one is available. If you're interested, just please email me. I think my email's on there. If it's not, I'll put it on there, or you can message me. But I love when they're squishy. My friend Sandy and I talk about that all the time. We like the squishies. So thank you so much. Leave a comment if you can. Thumbs up if you can. Any comments are great. I just love to have comments. Working on my Michelangelo book still. I haven't really worked much on it today. But I love the fall. And this is my favorite time of the year, and I'll probably be maybe in my garden and outside with my flowers and things like that a little more than normal. And also I cook more whenever it's the fall. So even if my husband doesn't eat that much, but I do. So I'll fix me some chicken and dumplings and chili and pumpkin bread and all that good stuff. So hope y'all have a wonderful weekend. And I hope to see you soon. Thanks for dropping by. Hit subscribe so you can see me next time. Thanks. Bye.